Hello and welcome. I'm Julie Selby with Sandy Social Marketing, and this is the Wonderful Women Business Networking. We meet every week here on LinkedIn Live from 1:30 to 2 p.m. Pacific time to help shine the light on all of our wonderful professional and business owner friends, women business owner friends, so that you can learn about their products, services, projects, upcoming events, books, etc. And we wanted to have an opportunity for women in business to get more comfortable doing video, being on camera. And what a better way to get over your nerves and get over your fear of being on video than to broadcast live. What do you think, Deb?
Yes, exactly. It was a bit of a brain fart for us in the very beginning to get comfortable with our Instagram lives and our LinkedIn lives that we've been doing now for about 5.5 months already.
Since June we started doing the show, yeah.
Right. So we felt it was a great opportunity to accomplish both those things for business women, to get comfortable with tech, this piece of tech, and to shine the light on their business. So yeah, it's great.
And with that, I didn't say you are my co-host, Deb Alcadinho.
Yes.
Please introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. Deb Alcadinho, Business for Social Good. We are a social impact training and consulting company working with female founders and business owners to help them find more meaning, purpose, and impact using their business as a vehicle for change to really help solve the issues that that are important to them, and help make a difference in their community. So it's that whole think global, act local philosophy that the issues of our world are big, but we can make an impact on a local level.
Yeah. So that's one thing I've learned from you, Deb, is whatever that issue is that you discover you're passionate about, it's not just other countries. Like even in our own backyard, you can find issues around ocean cleanness, climate, poverty, all the different topics. And so United Nations Sustainable Development Goals is something that Deb teaches about, which outlines all those issues that have been identified as problems or challenges that we need to work on in our world. Yes. And I keep telling Deb how, she's really pioneering in the social impact space. As a matter of fact, very briefly, I just watched the keynote presentation from the CEO of LinkedIn from their recent Talent Connect event. So of course they have their software for recruiters. That's a big part of what LinkedIn is, helping recruiters find talent and helping talent find jobs, opportunities, and the innovative changes that they're making to the way their platform operates, and therefore will dramatically affect how HR folks recruit, is fascinating, to a point where they're really highlighting the importance of values, allowing us LinkedIn members to put in our profiles the things that we care about, and allowing recruiters to actually, that can be one of the ways they can find talent, is by searching through values. Yeah. So that's one piece you talk about, Deb. So I found that talk fascinating and thought of you because you are always talking about
value
attracting and retaining employees, and that's a big issue today.
Yeah, it's a huge issue.
Yep. And so
absolutely. But with that, Julie, tell us about what you do.
Oh, thank you, Deb. I am a social media strategist and coach. I teach online courses and workshops, helping people get comfortable with all these wonderful online tools so they can get to the good stuff of building relationships that will help support their business goals. Typically, that's leads and sales for my clients. And I have an upcoming course, 4-week course next month, which will be understanding your Facebook page. I know there's lots of changes happening in the wonderful world of Facebook business pages these days. It's quite frustrating for business owners. And so that's a 4-week course I'm offering. And I am offering again my Facebook and Instagram Reels workshop, which is a 3-hour workshop. So that will be happening next month also. So we'll be sharing information about our link to our websites, etc. in the caption.
Perfect. And your business name, Julie?
Sandy Social Marketing Training.
Awesome. Thank you. And you are serving clients Pacific Northwest, Canada. And
I work with clients in the US and Canada. And I particularly love to work with coaches, consultants, healers, and creatives.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Wonderful. And with that, shall we go ahead and invite
Yes.
our first wonderful woman? So we're going to have
that.
Pamela Thompson join us. We're going to bring her on live now. Hello, Pamela. Welcome. How are you today?
I'm great, thanks. Great to see you both, Julie and Deb. Pleased to have the opportunity to be here today with you.
Thank you.
We've been wanting to have you on the show for a while, so we're thrilled you could join us, and we're excited to learn about you and all the cool stuff that you're doing. So please introduce yourself.
Well, my name, as you said, is Pam Thompson, and I do a variety of things. One of them is I have a consulting and coaching business called Creative Life Coaching and Consulting. And I also am founder and president of a national member-based nonprofit called Female Wave of Change Canada. So I'll choose probably in the time I have today to focus on that. The second one, Female Wave of Change Canada.
Please tell us, enlighten us as to what the organization does, who they serve, and please share.
Thank you. Well, I'm part of an international global social movement called Female Wave of Change that was started in the Netherlands by a woman called Ingen Boel in January 2017. And I am ambassador for Canada for that particular movement. And my role is to grow the community and network across this lovely country that we live in. So it's a fairly big task. So I incorporated Female Wave of Change Canada as a national member-based nonprofit in December of 2021 and 2020, excuse me. And it's like a startup. It's really like having a startup organization, because even though you're a nonprofit, you still have to generate revenue and operate like a business does, right? So the difference is I do have a board, which is a little bit different if you're a solopreneur or if you have a smaller business. So I had to start from scratch doing the bylaws, getting the board on board. And I guess the big thing I'd like to share, you talked about values, and they are really, really important. And we believe that feminine leadership holds the key to creating a better world, a more conscious, equitable, just, sustainable, and peaceful one. And by feminine leadership qualities, I mean qualities such as creativity, collaboration, inclusiveness, emotional intelligence, qualities that are typically associated with the feminine. That said, men, as well as women, can learn these and innately have them. And we do actually have men in our movement as well.
Wonderful.
So what we believe is that what we know to be true based on evidence is the current systems, organizations, governments, and such, the way they are structured in the majority are based on an old masculine model of thriving and striving and valuing profit over people and planet. And so we're all about raising awareness and giving people more skills to really strengthen their feminine leadership qualities and have them dance with the masculine, because we're not all about, throw out the baby with the bathwater. Yeah. We need the masculine to help us move forward. However, we need to value and understand how to collaborate more effectively, how to be more inclusive, how to be more emotionally intelligent, what that means and how we can demonstrate it. And so that's what we're all about. So we do leadership development. We have Women Leading in Change, which is a global leadership development program that I'm honored to be faculty of. Wow. And we have the next cohort starts November the 9th. It's virtual. It's a 3-month program weekly, and it has international faculty and international students. Very unique, very unique.
Do folks have to be a member of Female Wave of Change to participate in the leadership?
They actually don't. Okay. Obviously, it's preferable if you are, right?
Sure.
But yeah, you don't have to be, actually. It is open to everyone, and there's obviously a fee.
Right.
Yeah, it's an amazing leadership program. I had a scan at that the other day. I don't have the capacity to be enrolling in that now, but I really encourage any of our listeners and watchers today to have a look at that. If you give Julie the link, Pam,
sure,
she will put it in the show notes after for the replay video.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, just email that to,
and I should say, for those that Deb and I are both proud members of Female Wave of Change Canada, and it is very affordable to participate and support Pam's effort and all that she's doing to start up this amazing movement in Canada. So we appreciate the work that you're doing. Tell us the other ways that Female Wave of Change, helps to uplift and develop all these qualities, wonderful qualities you mentioned in women leaders.
Well, thanks. Well, one way is through our monthly meetings. We have monthly meetings with featured guests that I, myself, or one of my board members co-create. Deb was actually our featured guest this month, so very happy to have her talking about business for social good. And so what I've tried to do from the get-go, when we started these in March of 2020, that's when it was, or 20, yeah, is I've tried to have guests that highlight the different leadership qualities we talked about. So to educate people about what does inclusive mean, what does creativity mean, what does it look like, and how do you do it? The other thing is I helped co-author a document called Reshaping the Future, Accelerating Change for a Better World. Wow. When I first joined Female Wave of Change Global. And that document identified 5 pillars: education, environment, economy, health, and humanity. And we have projects and initiatives and webinars in those 5 areas. So my vision is to create 5 pods and have members in Canada co-create different events and projects. And the first one we actually have done, we kicked off last June, and have co-created a project called the Mother Earth Ambassador Program. Wow. And it's a program for 9 to 12 girls ages 9 to 12 to teach them about the mother tree, the mother Earth, and how to be ambassadors in their home schools and communities.
Wow.
So we
That's amazing.
It's really exciting, and it was really fun to just, say, okay, who's interested? You don't have to be a subject matter expert. If you are, that's awesome. And, if you have a passion and or interest, come join us. And then started facilitating very broadly, and then we all funneled down. It's very unique. And we feel like this age group is so important because we don't have any rites of passage in our society for young women, and to make them aware of how strong they are and to help them enter puberty, being really confident about themselves will reduce, we feel, the impact of peers, and helping them, feel that they can be themselves truly without trying to fit in and be someone else. So we also have, part of this program is teaching them feminine leadership qualities.
Amazing.
It's largely outdoors. It's largely in the forest, and it will be, we plan to pilot it in the spring. We're in the process of developing a facilitator's guide with a curriculum development consultant.
Or is it going to be in specific cities in Canada, or?
Well, initially it was going to be in the Lower Mainland. That's a possibility right now. We're still looking for a new facilitator. And then the plan would be to partner with an organization that serves this age of girls and roll it out across Canada and potentially North America and the world.
So maybe like brownies or something like that, or?
Well, we've been in touch with different ones, and we're still in process of identifying a mutually beneficial one on both sides. So
I was a brownie, for the record.
So was I.
Were you a brownie, Deb? And I had so many badges. I was so proud.
I still have my brownie badges tucked away in a trunk.
I think I do too.
I think I might have the uniform somewhere. So
anyway, we do have a pledge. We've created a pledge. So the girls, will be able, and eventually, who knows, if we get into merchandising, have a t-shirt or hat with, I'm a Mother Earth ambassador. So we have lots of ideas. But we only operate totally on our own. It's a labor of love. We're voluntary. We get no money from the parent. So we depend totally on our memberships, donations, and sponsors. So we actually are looking for sponsors. I'll put a plug in here for our Mother Earth Ambassador project so that we can pay the facilitator to move it forward. So
how amazing. So if the Mother Earth project inspires you, we're going to invite you to get in touch with Pam so she can tell you more about the various ways that you could be involved and potentially support this cool project. I think this particularly special, Pam, is because our recurring theme that we've kind of had on the show is how us sort of 40 plus women, we kind of come into our power later in life, and we're, and how amazing would that be for these young women, these young girls, to come into their power and feel like they can be themselves at a younger age and have a whole lifetime, of being their authentic selves and feeling in their power. Like, whew, you're gonna make me cry, lady.
Well, that's the intention, right? Anything that we do to support other younger women coming up, right, is very powerful.
To be our future leaders, and to do that with all those feminine leadership qualities already present. It's not something that they would have to learn as an emerging leader later on. They would come into those positions with those qualities already instilled. It would be life-changing for so many young women. I mean, we know that looking back, right? So yes, definitely anybody that's interested in Female Wave of Change, wants to learn more. Pam, what's the website? FWOC Canada?
Yeah, it's fwoccanada.com.
Perfect. Wonderful. Of course, we'll be putting a link in the
yes. And there's a page that talks about events and the projects and all. So feel free.
Amazing.
Wonderful. And I have one last question for you, Pam. The events that you do are monthly. Can anyone attend, or do they must be members? And can anyone access the replay recordings? Do you record the sessions?
Great question, Julie. Yes, anyone can attend presently. In future, we will likely charge, but right now, the monthly meetings, which are the third Wednesday typically of every month from 4:30 to 6 p.m. Pacific.
Virtual.
And they're free of charge. And so anyone can attend. And what was the other question you asked me?
Do you record the set? Like, for example,
yes.
I selfishly would love to see Deb's talk. I do.
We do record the talks. And if you attend, you get the replay about a week later, because my husband does front end edits to them. But anyway, so you get the replay if you've attended and if you're a member. So if you're not a member, you don't get access to all the YouTube. But we have a YouTube channel where they are all there since March of 2020.
So members get access to the recordings of the sessions if they are not able to attend.
Correct.
That's correct. Right. And then anyone who attends gets access to the particular one they registered for. They register on Eventbrite.
Got it.
So, yeah.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for sharing some information about what you've been up to. It sounds like such an inspiring organization, and I know I have learned very little about it so far, so I'm looking forward to learning more and attending some more meetings. And I know the meetings that I have attended so far, you're attracting a really wonderful heart-centered quality of women. So you're developing a really wonderful group in Canada and doing some really cool stuff.
Thanks for being here, Pam.
Well, thank you both, and excited that you're members, and full steam ahead.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you. Do you want to stay with us on screen, Pam, while we invite our next guest in, or would you like to be backstage? Would you like to head off stage?
I'm okay to stay in.
Okay, wonderful. We'd love to have you remain with us. And with that, I'm going to invite Jessie to and maybe Jessie, I need to invite you to turn on your video, but we can, you know what? That's interesting, Deb. I never even thought about having a guest who could just attend audio style if she wanted to do that, but she could. Jessie may have even stepped away from her camera, so maybe I'll just remove her for one quick second. And I'm going to maybe just tell you a couple of really neat LinkedIn updates that have happened in the past little bit here, past week.
Why don't you share one and then check in on Jessie and see if she's back in on camera?
Okay, you know what though? Let me just see here. Oh, the guest has muted themselves, so we're going to give her a moment there.
Okay.
And I'll keep an eye for her to return on the video there backstage.
Perfect.
So on LinkedIn, on mobile, they've added a new post type, and it's not that innovative, I guess you could say, because they kind of copied a Facebook feature. So that feature on Facebook, I think it's called background, where you just type words on your post and then you can pick one of the kind of colored backgrounds. They're not amazing, but that is a post type to try, and that has helped stand out because it's more visual, right? It allows you to put a bit of a background on your words, and they're super easy to create. So LinkedIn has copied that format now, and they're calling it template format. So if you open up your LinkedIn mobile app, first you want to make sure your LinkedIn app is up to date, and that way you'll know if you currently have the feature or not yet. But I'm seeing it on my phone, and I'm just an everyday user. I don't have any special access. And so I know usually if I've got a feature, it's rolling out to the general public usually. So if you tap the plus sign on the very bottom of your LinkedIn app, that's how you create a post. So that will open the function to create a post, and check to see if you have a new feature called template in there. And what that does, like I said, you just type whatever words you want, and it lets you select from a number of colorful backgrounds. And so it's a little artist paint palette icon is where it shows the little backgrounds. And then there's another one just beside it that has a couple of A's, and it gives you a few choices of fonts. So not that many choices of fonts. I think there's maybe 5 or 6 or something. But what we do know about social media in general is that when there is a new post type on a platform, they tend to favor that post type in the algorithm.
Right.
So that's something to experiment with. Start using that post type if you have access to it. And another cool thing you may not have been aware of, they have added some new stickers. So they do have some, a variety of fun stickers in there that you can add, but they've also got some functioning stickers, kind of copying Instagram. And so the stickers that they have are a link sticker. So did you know you could create a post on mobile with just either this little template function, or you could just put a photo on there or a short video, and you can add a link sticker on top of the media that would physically click. People can tap on it, and it can link them to your website, your book a discovery call, your upcoming event, whatever it is that you want to send them to promote.
Super cool. Two fun new features that are replicating some of the other platforms. Do we have Jessie with us, Julie?
I do not see her yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then she can hear us, but
yes,
Jessie, we're trying to bring you on in the last few minutes here. So if you can hear us,
yes, Jessie, if you can hear us, we would invite you to turn on your camera and unmute your mic so we can bring you on as a guest. Yeah, you bet. And then just to finish that thought, there's 2 brand new stickers, functioning stickers now. So we had the link one, and they've added a person sticker. So basically like a mention or a tag sticker, so you can tag somebody, as well as a company page sticker. So basically you can tag a company page, or you can tag a person in addition to the functioning link sticker, which is really cool. So some fun new features to try. I always encourage people to experiment with different post types. I think a lot of us get kind of stuck in that habit of, I'm just going to share a link post, or I'm just going to do a single photo, or I'm just going to do, text only post on LinkedIn, and we don't look at all the other options. So there's definitely more options coming. For another tactic, I'll tell you that I'm noticing seems to be getting some traction on LinkedIn, super short videos. I had someone that shared a 3-second video as well as a 15-second video along with their words they put in the post, and that got some really good traction. So even just experimenting with length of video is something worth trying.
And of course, video is still king. So that's still getting tons of reach and algorithms and whatnot in all of the platforms, not just LinkedIn.
And we've mentioned this before in the coming update. I don't know when this will be, but in the next version of the LinkedIn app update, we're going to see an increased focus on video. Not only will there be a video tab, but there's also going to be an increased focus on discovering content that you might be interested in. So content in the areas, whatever you're engaging with, the types of topics that you're engaging with, or the types of content you're engaging with on LinkedIn, you're potentially going to discover other creators that are up your alley. So that makes the case for increasing your own visibility by considering doing video content. So that's a strategy that I do recommend to my clients, is to consider creating short vertical videos. That's all the rage these days, the TikTokification of social media, as Gary Vaynerchuk calls it. And you can repurpose those short videos. Even now on Facebook pages, I've noticed the length for Reels on some of my pages has increased to 90 seconds. So Instagram Reels have increased to 90 seconds, Facebook pages increased to 90 seconds. And of course, you can upload video on LinkedIn up to 10 minutes on mobile or up to 15 minutes on desktop. So if you're creating that 60-second or 90-second video, you can share it, on your LinkedIn. You can share it on your Facebook. You could share it on Instagram. You could share it on TikTok. You could, I believe YouTube Shorts, that's their TikTok copycat. YouTube Shorts, I believe, is still 60 seconds maximum. But it's an interesting strategy because we're always trying to find ways to be more efficient where possible, right? Where we can not, we can leverage what we're already doing. And so if we have a good piece of content that we invested time in creating, then that can be repurposed in multiple places.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And repurposing is such a good use of time, right?
It's for sure, or it's something that can be delegated too.
Correct.
So if you're the subject matter expert and you're creating the content, that repurposing that content can be delegated to your marketing support person. So that's helpful too.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing Jessie yet, so I don't know. Maybe if she's having a challenge getting the video to show.
Mm-hmm.
We know you're here, Jessie, and we would love to bring you on, but I can still see that you're. Maybe I'll just try one more time to bring her on stream, but I'm just not seeing the. We're excited about you, Jessie. She is a trademark attorney, trademark lawyer, and so I don't have anyone in my network that specializes in that, so I'm really excited to meet her and learn about her business. So.
We'll have to get her on another show, another time, and she can share her wisdom with us in the world of trademarks and copyrights and all of that. So it's important for all of us to know
our intellectual property is valuable.
Yeah. Intellectual property is huge, and we definitely need to know. Sorry, I just have a call coming in. Sorry. I was distracted there for a moment. So yeah,
Jessie, we look forward to welcoming you back next time. I'm very sorry we missed you, and
we'll catch you next time.
Any final thoughts, Deb? You mentioned, do you have your course ready yet? So Deb has created a short course with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals.
Correct.
Because there's a lot of information online about that, but it's all over the place. So please mention that.
Yeah. So Juhli has certainly heard me speak of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, or
I'm learning.
SDGs as the acronym goes. And all of our work with Business for Social Good is rooted in the SDGs. Mm-hmm. And the reason it's important, I'll get to the course in a sec, but the reason that I believe our knowledge of SDGs is important, because we get stuck in our own city, in our own province, in our own country. We get stuck in the doing in our business and working, in the business. Mm-hmm. And so it's very easy to lose sight of the larger issues of the world, right? The worldly issues. Mm-hmm. And so what the SDGs are is a framework that was developed a few years ago with kind of the world's to-do list from world leaders, to define the issues of our world in a context that people can kind of get their heads, as I say, get our heads and our hearts wrapped around. Mm. And so the reason that I feel the SDGs are important is we as humans, we as business owners might not really connect with a larger issue. And so it gives us a starting place. It gives us a high level, kind of top of the umbrella place to start to say, where does my heart lie? What are some of the issues that are important to me as a human, me as a business owner? Is that around poverty or hunger or economic development or environment, or, there's lots of different things. Mm-hmm. And once we can kind of start at that top of the umbrella, then it becomes easier to narrow and narrow and narrow and narrow down to an issue that we can say, yes, that is deeply meaningful to me, and then take that down to a community level and say, how do I want to impact that in my own community, and start to, in our case, use our business as a vehicle for change. So, but the the concept of these sustainable development goals is a bit of a brain fart for a lot of people, right? They just think, oh my gosh, they're
so high level, and it's like, what is it? How does that connect for me personally?
Right. It's a world issue. And a lot of people are like, that's a world issue. I don't need to know about that.
How am I going to solve world hunger? I'm just one person.
Exactly. Exactly. So, so there's so much information out there. It's so hard to find. So I've created a beginner's course, and just to kind of help people start to understand what the framework is, how to break it down, and then give them one action for each goal. So it kind of makes it measurable and attainable. And that will be coming online soon. And I see that we are at our 30-minute mark.
So Deb's created the content for that short course, and that will be letting you know in a future session when it becomes available. So congrats on finishing that. I know that's a lot of work to create even a short course, Deb. So I know your content's incredible. So I know it's going to be wonderful. So
thank you.
Cool. Well, thank you so much. I have to remember to turn on my music for the goodbye. Oh, you know what else we have? Check this out, ladies.
Oh, yes, the banner.
I'm learning to use StreamYard, which is the third-party tool we're using to broadcast live to LinkedIn. So we want to remind you that this is the Wonderful Women Business Networking Show, live show here every week on LinkedIn from 1:30 to 2 p.m. Pacific time. And we are actually booking a few weeks forward. And so thank you to those of you who have been interested in being on the show as a guest. We're thrilled to be able to shine the light on you and your business and your projects. So get in touch if you want to be on the show, because we'd love to feature you and help promote you. But we are booking a couple weeks forward. So thank you to Deb for helping us get more organized.
Right through to November 17th, actually.
We're booked for a few weeks forward. Yeah. So yeah, but let us know. We're not going anywhere. So we'd love to feature you in the future. So we would be glad to get you booked on the calendar. Just reach out to myself or Deb. So thank you so much for watching. Been a pleasure spending time with you. Thank you for joining us, Pam. We sure appreciate learning about what you're doing, the good work you're doing with Female Wave of Change.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.